You nervous?
Oh, no, man.
Me either. Silly, right? You don't even get to play.
You get your shot.
Yeah, thanks, man. Hey, at least I get to kick it with you right now, man.
Heck yeah, man. You my road dog.
Always.
Greetings, everyone. Glad to have you here with us on this Wednesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. Houston Rockets here at home, and an interconference matchup should be a good one. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. In the two meetings last year, they came away with wins, never losing.
An interconference game here, just a two-game season series.
With that said, expect both squads to bring their A game to both matches.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Hey, Kevin, he may not see the court all that often, but Denver Levens is already making an impact on this team. You ask around the locker room who the funniest player is, and they all say it's Levens. Levens has quickly formed a bond with his teammates and is a big reason why this team is able to stay loose. Guys?
David, thanks for that. You always see Levens cheering on his teammates from the sidelines.
And small things like that map to a team over the course of a season. Levens is a well-traveled guy, and he knows every little thing like that is going to get his team closer to their ultimate goal.
And in the early going of a season, Steve, is team chemistry usually any different from later on?
Sometimes we've been together. It's kind of easy, but then...
Rockets leading by 9. Here's Fresh. He's coming off a 22-point game against the Pistons in Detroit. And a hard slam there from Prez to finish off the play.
And that's the athleticism that had him so highly touted coming into the league.
The NBA is a league of adjustments, and one adjustment that Prez has made recently is his diet. His trainer has him doing every little thing he can to keep his body in its best condition.
And you'd be surprised just how terrible the diets of a lot of NBA players can be. Stuff like eating nothing but gummy bears or drinking soda all the time. They work off the calories, but that isn't helping them stay fit physically or mentally.
Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Pass to Fresh. Shot clock at 5. That shot missing. Now Toronto takes it the other way. They come into this having outplayed the Clippers last game.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what we hope to see every game. When it all comes together like that, it's really fun to watch.
Vandeweghe makes no mistake on the open jump shot. Vandeweghe's got his second basket of the night. Rockets leading by 9. Here's Fresh. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. Well, this team is just full of camaraderie, and it goes beyond orange juice and the starters. Prez and Denver Levens are also very tightly knit.
It says a lot about Prez to put his trust in a guy like Levens, who only plays spot minutes. But on this roster, there is no pecking order. Everyone is cool with everyone else, it seems.
The play of orange juice just hasn't been the talk of the team. It's been the engine as well. The whole team, the entire team playing better with the new duo on the floor.
And I think in part it's because of all the attention defenders have to spend on both Prez and Young. Orange juice has a gravity when they are on the floor where defenders just get pulled towards them.
From 12 feet out. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And believe it or not, it wasn't the stars that led the charge for them in that win. It was about the role players. I mean, the guys who they don't usually count on for the lion's share of their points came through.
Even though those guys come off the pine, they are still expected to produce, and they often do a phenomenal job at stepping up.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Over in the corner, Barnes. From outside, off the mark. Rockets leading by 11. Here's Fresh. Feeds it to Young. Here's Fresh. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Already seizing control of this game.
And doing it in all areas. They came out of the locker room knowing exactly what they needed to do.
Beyond the arc. And Goran Dragic gets the three.
I don't think that's what they wanted to run, but hey, it worked out well in the end.
Houston's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. Here's Fresh. He has 6. Another shot. And he sinks the layup. 8 points for him.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
It's looking good so far. They have their offense intact right now.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Young outside. The tray. Rebound by the Raptors. Barnes has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's the screen. Vandeweghe. The Raptors rebound. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Rockets leading by 10. Lets it go with a 3. The rebound by Young.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And for Thaddeus Young, extremely effective last season after signing a 4-year, $50 million contract. Definitely made an effort to earn that money.
And for a guy who didn't operate much out of the post, he still took high percentage shots. You saw the hustle, his ability to rack up steals, the improved rebounding. He moves his feet well enough to play the 3 and worked on his strength enough to where he can also play the 4.
Young, a screen on Young. Down low from 6 away. That one doesn't drop. And it's Houston the other way. Here's Fresh. 6 points for him. Off target with his 3. From 17 feet out. A putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
They set the screen. Drills it from outside. And the Rockets lead by 11.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
The pass to Barnes. Young sets a screen for Barnes. From outside the arc. Good defensive work there by Young.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
No good. He's now missed more than he's made. 4 for 9. Raptors trail by 11. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Goran Dragic gets the 3. 6 points for him. 16 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Fresh. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
The fans really get their money's worth when they get to see him make plays like that.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Rockets ahead, up by 10. We'll be back shortly live from Houston, Texas. Before the game, we sat down with Prez to discuss dealing with the rigors of the NBA schedule as a rookie.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a mental struggle more than anything. And I put too much pressure on myself, but my teammates are helping me work through it. And our incredible trainer, Xavier Cross, who is a wizard, is helping me with my diet and keeping my body feeling good. And, I'm learning. It's a long road, but, I'm doing my best to get through it.
Good points. What role does a trainer, guys, have, you think, in helping young players adjust to the long NBA schedule?
Well, trainers help the players endure the physical punishment that their bodies take on during the long season. And for these young guys, it's all about improving your conditioning, just like you improve your game. A lesson I'm sure Prez will learn over time.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And guys, for the Rockets, what jumps out to you from a numbers standpoint?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
And they really are just giving them no breathing room out there. They have completely flustered them and set the pace of this game in their favor.
So the Raptors 5 right now. Here's Marjanovic, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
What's up? They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
Steve, you played in an era of Michael Jordan where the dunk was probably the most exciting single play in basketball, but now with the rise of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and the ability to hit from anywhere, that three-point shot is, in some people's view, overtaken the dunk as the most exciting, most skilled play in basketball. What do you think?
Kevin, fantastic question. I didn't think anything could take away from the dunk. He was talking about exciting, athletic, high rise. But Steph are shooting some of these, I would say, half-court shots. It's right there. I'm going to still have the dunk a little bit edge over the three-point shot.
Well, it's superhuman to watch with these players. And we saw it at the All-Star break with Levine and what he had done, and certainly with Aaron Gordon. It's amazing to watch these kids jump. But the skill required to take that three-point shot and be as consistently good as you were at one time, certainly the way these historical shots of Golden State with Curry are going in, to me it's mesmerizing.
It is. It's just phenomenal to get a chance to see these guys shoot the basketball off the dribble with range. But if I could see somebody elevate like a Vince Carter, like Zach LaVine, you get more excited.
I get it. I can't argue that point at all. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Kenneth Faried, and call him Kenneth. He gets mad when you say Ken. He's the manimal, one of the best rebounders in the league. He plays with a tremendous motor. But Faried said, I never looked at myself as just an energy player. I just have a lot more passion than other people in the league. And I play hard. I have talent and passion. Kevin?
A key player for Team USA gold medal in 2014. Thanks, D.A. Vandeweghe. And again, no good by Toronto.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Here's Trepanier. The Rockets pull it in.
Even though he couldn't quite convert the layup, I like him being in attack mode.
And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. And for a team with as much talent as the Rockets have had over the last few seasons, the results have been pretty mixed.
Yeah, and look at the club's recent rosters. They've been filled with a couple mega stars than everyone else. At some point, you have to look past all the individual stuff and make the commitment as a team to play for each other. Unselfish, fundamental basketball. He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Misses the corner three. Rockets leading by 14. Here's Fresh. Nailed from three-point land.
Timeout.
Fresh has got 11.
There's 6 points on consecutive three balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Toronto calls timeout.
Yeah, just frustrated by their lack of production offensively, and I can't blame them. They're getting the looks, but the shots just aren't falling.
They should consider trying to get closer to the basket. Right now, the shots they are attempting are just...
So it's the Rockets now. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That sets off a 5-game tour for them. They set the pick. Here's Young. And the shot falls short this time.
Tough night for him shooting the basketball, but this team has been resilient. That's why they've held the lead.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Rockets.
And this is a high-powered offense today, clicking on all cylinders, making things happen, and also good use of the 3-ball, just enough to keep the defense off balance.
That one is off. And no doubt, this Raptors team, one of the best in the NBA. But, Steve, are they good enough to win it all? I mean, they still have young, developing talent. Do they look to improve from within, or does this team need to make a big move?
Well, knowing this front office, you'll know they'll explore every option. If anything, they're looking to get better along that front line.
Here's Fresh. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Fresh has got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
1:57 left to play here in the second quarter.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, this inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
Here's the teardrop. It's good, and it's his 6th make against 11 attempts.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
He is still on fire. You had to figure he'd come back to earth a little bit tonight, but nope.
Vandaway. Barnes passes to Young. Young with the steal. And Goran Dragic hits from deep. He's got 15.
He is just getting hotter as the game goes along, building on a strong start. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second quarter.
1:03 left in the first half. There's a good screen. Here's Fresh, and that misses badly. Air ball. Vandaway. That 3 off the mark.
It has not been an easy quarter for him offensively, but I like that he's staying aggressive. Tremendous box out. I love how he bodied up, held his ground, textbook, old school rebounding.
And he gets the bucket.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
Here's Fresh. 15 points in the game. And he drops it in from the low post. Fresh has got 9 points in the quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
It wouldn't be the first time. He's a closer, a player who loves to slam the door shut.
Teardrop shot. The shot, no good.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
If you're the defense, that's what you want to do. Make it uncomfortable for the offensive player.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. Houston on top, opening up a huge gap. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. Hey, the stats say you have been the big factor for your team inside. Is it fair to say you're controlling the paint?
Yeah, man, I'm doing the best I can out there, you know. Coach is always stressing that if we're on the glass, you've got a good chance of winning the game. So I'm out here doing what I can to help make that happen.
You should have done your share in the first half, man. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. All right, back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Bring it in, guys. Hey, great work in the first half. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Now stay focused, guys. Let's win this game and go home.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. It's been a clinic out there by Fresh.
And the deep
teams deciding to change it up. Houston's gone 4 of 6 from three-point land since the start of the second half. To the inside. That one falls. 9 points for Rodney Hood.
You don't see the finger roll that much anymore, but when you do, it's always a treat.
And for Toronto. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And so here is Houston. Here's Fresh. 17 points in the game. Clock at 6. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 11.
add another triple to their second half total.
3 ball, 3 ball, 3 ball. That's what we're hearing in the second half.
It's stolen. Got a piece of it. They recover it, and they'll keep possession. Ball's knocked loose. Launches a three. That shot, no good. Toronto's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
When the defense is non-existent like they were there, it's pretty easy to score like he did.
Screen by Young. Here's Fresh. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. And how about we check out the group of rookies with the best percentages from the charity stripe this season? You look at Fresh, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line, and it's nearly automatic.
Yeah, he doesn't miss that many, does he? I mean, great skill level to go with his obvious talent. He's taking full advantage every time he draws a whistle.
For Toronto, they've gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field.
Well, you have Rodney Hood, player coming out of Duke that can shoot the basketball lights out. I've always been impressed with him, and now he's been able to run the offense as a secondary ball handler.
No good on that one.
Not good shot selection. Long range and a defender all up in your jersey.
If you're the defender, you're like, yes, take that shot. I'll play the percentages.
Houston moving it around. Picked him clean. Young against Barnes. Here's the screen. That 3 off the mark. And Hood out of Duke is a lefty. Pretty crafty with the ball in his hands. And he can score in isolation.
The lefty does a nice job. He comes off pick and rolls deceptively quick. He can get to the rim or he can pull up, and usually it's a bucket.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
It hasn't been pretty. They just haven't looked interested in putting forth the kind of effort it's going to take to stay in this game.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at the Lakers. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, Houston, 4.5 games behind.
And, you know, Houston, they've had a nice run here to start the season. Up there near the top of the standings and looking like they're comfortable.
More than comfortable. They look dangerous. This isn't a team that's going away anytime soon. Trust me on that.
5 to shoot. That will fall for his 7th bucket. 7 for 15 in this game.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior. There's
1:34 left in the third. And again, Toronto no luck. This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
So he gets the whistle, contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And when you look at the Rockets, I mean, plenty of offense, but last year there was a huge drop-off defensively. And given this team's lofty goals, that really flies right in the face of that old adage, defense wins championships.
So he gets them both. And talking about how the Rockets are structured, they do have some players on the roster, Greg, who can play defense. It's a wonder they've been so bad at that end.
I mean, the problem with defense, though, Kevin, is that it takes all 5 guys to buy in. You have to have a level of trust on the floor, and that happens for the Rockets only once in a while, which is why they give up an insane number of points to their opponents.
It's Young on the wing. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. The 3 ball. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Green's checked in. Here's Fresh. 19 points in the game. 30 seconds left in the third. Pass to Green, to the middle, layup off the pick. And it goes down 2 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
To the right side. Can't connect. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Rockets ahead, just dominating this one. We'll be back shortly, live from Houston, Texas. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Just in a whole new 5 on the floor. Toronto's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Fresh is in at the point. Young is out there with Marjanovic. And it's Martinez in at the 4. That's the 5 for Houston right now.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Yep, it counts.
And Young is just superb. The focus, the strength. Wow, what a finish.
Hey, Steve, we've seen more and more teams relying on high-powered offenses to lead them to wins. Is this just part of a cycle the league goes through, or is this the offensive revolution that we've been looking forward to and is well underway?
I think it's here to stay, Kevin. Reason why the rules have changed, and I think it favors the offense. No hand checking, no chucking. So ultimately, you see more points on the board, Kevin.
I would think you would have loved to have played in this era of free-flowing basketball.
Yeah, you could take about 12, 15 threes a game. That would have been beautiful.
A floater. Good work there as it goes. 21 points for Fresh.
You can't anticipate anything with him because his playmaking is so unpredictable.
They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
A three-point marksman. He couldn't have asked for a better look. Sometimes it just doesn't go down.
Young's shot is off.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Back to Young. Puts it up from 17. Hits the front of the rim and out. Houston's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. There's a screen by Marjanovic. Steve, when you think of the classic point of attack for most big men, it's on the low block. But nowadays, a lot of bigs look to attack from the elbow. They've moved out their game, and in your estimation, which big men are the deadliest in that high post position?
LaMarcus Aldridge. He posts up sometimes, Kevin, but more effective at the elbow. Dirk Nowitzki always. Blake Griffin is starting to step out. So you have a lot of guys that play from that high post. Pau Gasol is another name that comes to mind.
You see the process when they get in the league, comfortable they are down low. You get that. But when they move it out, you can tell they're working on their game. They're growing in confidence with their game. And they're getting some pretty good coaching to boot.
And you start to look at bigs kind of like small forwards. That's the type of skills they're possessing. And they're sometimes 6'11", 7 feet.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It is.
All free throws good from Fresh.
The Raptors have made steady progress offensively. You think back to 2012, they were one of the 6 least efficient offenses in the league. The last couple seasons, top 5.
A rebound by Marjanovic. Marjanovic has got 6 rebounds in the game.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
Well, Steve, we've heard about the idea of locker room presence and guys that have had a good impact on the morale of a team. Just how valuable do you think that is for a team over the course of a season?
I think it's great. You hear the coaching staff talking over and over their voice, but just to have that veteran to say it in a different way. And he's on the bus with you. He's in the locker room. And it's kind of the same message, but it's from a guy who's played it, who's been around, and a lot of guys you respect, so you listen.
Did you like the role? Because I know you were respected at the various stages of your career by younger players you played with.
Yeah, I think it's your duty.
Right.
As a guy that's been around, you're coming to the end of your career, you got to pass on that knowledge to the younger generation.
And here are the Rockets now. Here's Fresh. Off on the layup.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
And the Raptors with a die-hard fan base. The fan support only getting stronger as they've become a consistent factor in the Eastern Conference.
This team is unique in the NBA. They represent the entire nation of Canada. Toronto's the league's 5th largest market. A lot of fans from far and wide tuning in and rooting them on.
And the 2016 draft lottery, Steve, was the first time ever that it played out exactly in the order of the team's records. So that being said, do you think there's still enough uncertainty in the way the lottery's handled?
Yeah, I think a little bit. What I would love to see, though, Kevin, is these teams that's repeatedly in the lottery year after year after year. I think you have to be penalized some kind of way. After 2 or 3 years, you can't be in the lottery or you can't get the first 5 picks. I think you have to be competitive.
But they recover it.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
That's an inexcusable mistake, guys. That's not the way to get back in the game.
No, he'll probably find himself on the bench watching the game like we are.
High post try. The offensive rebound. Houston moving it around. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
Come on, guys, let's get it together. Go.
And for the Raptors, they're shooting terribly up to this point, just 30%. Some ramshackle offense play there. Now in 2015, the NBA began issuing the 2-minute report, a review of the officiating in the last 2 minutes in overtime and close games. They want total transparency. It has drawn some criticism. What do you think of it?
You know, I know we want transparency, and I have to take my hat off to referees. They have the hardest jobs in sports. We talk about players and GMs, but these guys are under a microscope, and I like that they're showing some transparency right now. We just can't get all of they make mistakes. We get a chance to see where they made mistakes, and I like what they're doing right now. They're saying and understanding that, yes, we made a mistake, and they're acknowledging it.
And the free throw, no good.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Rockets.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone. And one of the league's truly special talents making his mark once again. Another great performance for Fresh.
When he was the guy running the show for them, he was able to get them a good shot almost every time down. We saw just how tremendous his court vision is. Some of those assists of his were dazzling.
Down low, and he makes good on the layup.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
They just waited too long. If they could have just made this run a little bit earlier, they could have been in the game. But now this game is out of reach.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
So we see Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.
Yo, Steve.
What's going on, Prez? Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Kevin, thank you. Superb. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Fresh.
Hey, Shaq here. You guys played with a lot of confidence. But did you think the win would come this easily?
I mean, you don't ever want to go into a game expecting a blowout. And, you know, even when it seemed like we were pulling away, the team, I felt, did a good job not starting to coast, you know, not letting them get back into it. Good team effort all around tonight.
Yeah, great job.
And that is a wrap.
Superstar! My friend Pam at work said you should make the All-Star team. I said you already are a superstar, so it doesn't even matter. I'll talk to you later.